And once again in the King's match, Mad Lions dethrone Rogue.
How can you make plans for tomorrow?
People always doubt us. They even thought that we are gonna lose against G2.
How do you stay one step away?
That us winning in spring was just some luck.
Look for the last time out the window.
Yeah, we won this, but we still have another BO5.
Pray that my spirit can stay.
Black Shield is going to do some work, but it's not going to stop Nisqy from warping in. Too quick and easy kills. So much damage coming in, and it's immediately at him into the backside. They're just shredding through Rogue.
Like, I think that we were already sure to win against Rogue because we were like super confident.
As we're worse Mad Lions, but with 3 of them as well.
How good is Mad then?
How good is Mad, guys, if we're worse Mad Lions?
They have made it to the summit of the mountain, and only Mad Lions stand in front of them. He's behind you. And here comes the greatest Kaiser. He does us a lot of the last of his hearts. How does Kaiser keep getting away with it?
Yeah, goes on to Larson straight away. He's dead before you can even get the stun card out. How the freak do Mad Lions keep winning these fights?
I'm pretty confident against Mato. As Yamato says, it's in our hands, and that's what we believe all.
We definitely think that we are the best team in the LEC.
After all the roads I've walked down, conquered every mountain in this land. I'm not afraid to take what's mine and show you who I am. I'm the thunder, I'm the lightning, I'm a diamond in the night. I'm a hunter, now rising as I dive into the light. I'm gonna sing my song to the break of dawn. Gonna shine so bright till the dark is gone. Hear me beat my drum till the battle's won. Like a champion, a champion. I'm gonna sing my song. I'm gonna shine so bright. Hear me beat my drum. Like a champion, a champion.
Two teams are all that remain in the LEC. Two teams who have given everything they have to this singular, defining moment. After an explosive season, only one best of 5 remains for MAD Lions and Fnatic. And the only thing standing between them and this trophy is each other. Let's meet our competitors! Turkish stage beast, Armut! Lord of the LFL, Adon! Pride of España, Elyoya! Master of every role known to man, it's Bwipo! Reigning ruler of the mid lane, Humanoid! NA champion, EU legend, Nisqy! As wild as his team's namesake, Carzzy! Wife buff or just buff? Upset! Not just a king, but a Kaiser! The new heart of Fnatic, Hylissang! It all comes down to this one final series. A trophy in front of them, a decider on the line. Who will be the best team in Europe? Fnatic or the MAD Lions? Humanoid still alive, goes invisible, takes out Upset as well. It's the double.
5-0, MAD wipe G2 off the map.
But there's the shockwave! That's a triple kill for Humanoid. Oh, Carzzy dives in with the kill instinct. That was actually genius.
It doesn't matter who won it last time. It just matters if you can win it this time again.
In the new era of European League of Legends, it is the MAD Lions. Viego's going to be powerful in this one. If he can keep getting resets, he's going to start to take off. Bwipo's going to get burned down, but no, he's going to turn right back in. Hylissang on the way in. Bwipo will not die. My God, it's an absolute slaughter.
Radiant, of course, the passive gives you a lot. He's going to pull him back with the effort. And there we go, guillotine. Adam brings down the axe.
Reckless flashing forward. Reckless dies.
No matter what you do, Fnatic will find you.
I'm just feeling really happy that we made it to finals. It happens in like a great way where we just come back, we stomped Rogue last day, and now we have to play against map.
The LEC 2021 Summer Finals. What an introduction to the stage for these players. Dracos absolutely smurfed it. Let's get on into some League of Legends. It's why we're all here.
Woo! How could we not be excited after an intro like that? We are guaranteed a banger. Without further ado, let's get straight into draft. Mad Lions do get side selection. They will be on the blue side. Expected bans are things like the Varus, the Thresh, something that we have seen time and time again throughout playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looking at the OPs, especially maybe even a Renekton ban onto Adam red side could be a first rotation for them. And then for Fnatic, maybe looking at things like Jace to take away from Armut, which he's had so much success on. Junglers perhaps, but Twisted Fate already taken off the board for Fnatic.
Twisted Fate and Ryze being two of the strongest mid laners through the course of playoffs. Both Humanoid and Nisqy love to roam around, love to influence the rest of the map. With Jace being banned out as well, expectations are that we'll see things like the Thresh removed in this first phase.
Yeah, both these mid laners, like you said, love Ryze. And with TF banned, it's really expected to be first picked here. I wonder if Fnatic want to test the waters a little bit to see if they can play against the Ryze themselves, because I expect Mad Lions to pick it up straight away, or are they just going to ban it off the table? Thresh still up, Zhao still up, Lee Sin, Viego, all the junglers. As I say, that one taken away.
Love that we're seeing the Jace ban. Caedrel, this is something we discussed at length at the beginning of playoffs, where we were like, if you ban out one of Armut's safe blinds, where does he go? Because often we see him on things like the, we see him on Gnar, we see him on Jace, and then we saw him on the Gangplank when he couldn't get either one of those, and he was shut down very effectively by Rogue in the early game. So perhaps that is the strategy that Fnatic is looking for to try and take Armut off of his comfort blind.
You're completely right. He looked like a whole different player on that GP itself. Yes, he did get shut down, but he never really found his way into the game until the mid to late game when he picked up a couple of kills here and there. But you're completely right. Jace and Renekton down. The only real blind pick left that Armut has is Gnar.
The Gnar, yeah.
Could go for the GP, but I'm expecting a Gnar. So if they don't pick it up in the first three, Fnatic probably going to ban it away.
You can see Mad Lions giving a bit of respect to Adam in the top lane as well with this Renekton ban. He has played it the most of any champion across the course of playoffs. 7 games on it, 6 of those wins.
Here's the Ryze first pick though. Maybe they wanted to trade Ryze for Thresh. Maybe that's what Fnatic wanted to do here. They're going to test the water, see if they can play something into the Ryze. We saw the Cassio from Nisqy last time, so something like Cassio Thresh could be expected here, Vedius.
Could very well be. We know that those are both very comfortable champions for Fnatic, but we're going to see the priority on the Ashe. A bit of a takeaway from Carzzy. We did see him bringing that out a fair amount so far in playoffs. One of his go-to picks also offers a form of engage and can be relatively safe in the bot side of the map, but we know Kaiser likes to roam.
And it spells something, doesn't it? With Aphelios and Varus down, Fnatic's next high priority AD is Ashe. So Ashe Thresh already picked up. They know what's the strongest bot lane for them. Now it's all on Mad Lions to respond. We've seen lots of things come out in bot lane recently. We've seen Jinxes, we've seen Kaisers, and that's all because AD pool always gets pinched. Don't expect to see a Kalista, of course, but maybe he'll just match it with something. We've also seen Tristanas for the all-in potential in bot.
Tristana always an option, as you say, for Carzzy here. Not something he has brought out so far across playoffs. Ezreal, much more his wheelhouse across this last few games, but with Viego, a strong AD jungler being left open, Mad Lions going to lock that in. We have seen Zhao really fall out of favor across the last few days here in the LEC.
Yeah, and I worry a little bit for Fnatic. As strong as the bot lane will be, you need to draft for mid-jungle. Mid-jungle's been the aim of the game for every single one of these teams moving to side lanes. And with Mad Lions having their mid-jungle already, Fnatic can only choose one, which means Mad Lions can ban out the other that they don't choose on third pick.
I wonder if the Camille will get blinded here. No, they're not actually going to lock in their top side. Okay, then that means that we will see the Ezreal for Carzzy again. Clearly a top side focused draft coming out from the Mad Lions. Carzzy's going to be playing safe on the Ezreal, playing very defensive, looking to scale up and offer more value later on to the game. And we're expecting some sort of carry up towards the top side of the map for Armut, something like the potential Camille.
There's the Cassio. Cassio, Ashe, Thresh, really good long range kind of poke-ish champions when it comes to the mid to late game especially. Problem is, Ezreal outranges all of them. So the Ezreal's probably going to take over. You'd expect if the game's even with the Ryze, definitely going to struggle against those champions specifically. Camille is a good question. Gnar is a good question. I think Fnatic might look to target Armut here.
I think that the other great thing about Ezreal is it's great into things like the Trundle. Trundle is the typical champion you expect as an answer to the Viego, something that Bwipo is very confident on as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if Mad Lions will look to ban it, or if they're saying, you know what, with the champions that we have, we're actually quite comfortable and we're happy to give that away.
Rakan banned away here by Fnatic. 11 games played on Rakan throughout the course of playoffs. Every single one of them wins. So no real surprise there. Of course, Thresh can work okay into the Rakan, but not giving Kaiser that engage opportunity when it comes to late game fights.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It's really good gap close, especially given the range that Fnatic have. When you play Ezreal, Rakan, dash on dash, you can get quite an easy engage. Camille banned away here against Adam. So, like we said, top lane is still a place to look at, but also support. I mean, Kaiser, we've seen what he can do when he can flank. The lane phase will be a bit tough. I think drafting Ezreal into Ashe and Thresh, you pretty much have lost the lane no matter what support you go here. Maybe you'll go for something like Braum or something like Alistar, which would definitely struggle in the lane, but something that can get the engages going. But I mostly expect the Leona.
Yeah, I really wouldn't mind the Leona here. Gives you that long-range engage. Ashe, very low mobility. Cassiopeia, the same. So if you can get those solo flares in, you can then chase with the Viego, with the Realm Warp. There's so many opportunities for Mad Lions to get onto the Fnatic backline.
And Vedius, this GP ban, as much as I kind of, like it, playing in a mobile carry with Cassio as well on top of Ashe, it makes sense to ban it away, but don't you think it just gives them a free Gnar?
I think they're trying to push them into the Gnar. That's the impression that I'm getting here. The question will ultimately become, does Armut have something else that he's happy to blind pick?
Gnar pick, low range top laner, 400 range AD. Maybe he'll go for, Adam will go for an Olaf. All-in potential is very good. The Axe range is longer than the auto range in a sense as well, so could get good all-in. We might see an Olaf top here if Armut does choose to go for the Gnar blind, but there's the Zhao, which we so dearly missed over the last few days of playoffs.
Yeah, really haven't seen it at all. Bwipo has not played it across all of the games Fnatic have played in playoffs, so a very aggressive jungler can make a lot happen in the early game. The question is whether Bwipo will be able to have Elyoya's number, because Elyoya has consistently looked like the best early game jungler through playoffs.
Certainly has. Well, we are seeing now the Gnar come in from Mad Lions, so this seems to be what Fnatic wanted. It ties in with our expectations of how Mad choose to draft, and it is a big comfort pick. It does give them a couple more teamfight options later into the game, but ultimately you can see that Mad Lions' clear game plan is to play through mid-jungle and then attack the sides.
Looks like they go for the Braum instead of the Leona. So just playing a very safe, scaling bot in a sense where Ezreal will have the range and can stack the passive very easily with the Gnar. Now the biggest question is, what will Adam pick in top lane? Olaf makes sense. We've seen his Darius, we've seen his Cho'Gath. These things will struggle.
Wukong.
But he's picking
into Armut.
I love this boy.
Oh my word, he's actually gonna go and pick the Master Wukong against the Master Wukong player.
I literally have a graphic, Armut as Wukong across his LEC career. 8 wins, 0 losses. He knows the champion inside and out.
Yeah. Armut's only lost 1 game on Wukong, and it was against RNG, so he knows this champ in and out. So Adam picking this matchup into the Gnar makes sense. Wukong is picked into things like Gnar and Jace, ranged AD top laners. So yeah, definitely eyes on top lane.
I think that ultimately a lot of this is going to be about the mid lane though. Can Humanoid get the prio in order to roam? Can he be unlocked on the map? In the series yesterday against Rogue, it was something that Rogue could not stop Nisqy from doing. But in the Cassio game, he didn't actually get as much roaming time off. But when you get ahead in this matchup, you can make it a lot harder for Humanoid to roam as well. I think the mid-jungle is going to be important. Can Humanoid get out onto the map and get these side lanes going?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ryze wants to go side lane. If Adam can get ahead against the Gnar, he'll have side push as well. But both these team comps want a team fight. The only worry I have for Mad Lions is what follow-up does Gnar have when he goes in? Not so much, but when the Wukong goes in, I think you have a lot of follow-up from the side of Fnatic and really good scaling. So this Ezreal needs to find room to work in these fights.
And as we see the coaches striding to the top of the mountain, only one team will remain there after today. Mad Lions, the reigning LEC champions. Fnatic 7 titles in the past, looking to match G2 at 8 in total. However, the question has to be, who will come out on top today? Mad Lions versus Fnatic, let's go! Let's get this party started. Finals weekend, finals day, Mad against Fnatic. 5 games perhaps between us and history once again. You both told me it's all about the mid-jungle to start us off, so what are we seeing early here?
Well, we saw this exact matchup yesterday, didn't we, Vedius? The Cassio into the Ryze, and now the Cassio again, Nisqy running TP, no cleanse, and Ryze has really good setup in the early stages, and we saw Nisqy fall to it. He did get a couple kills back with the double buffs, where there was a lot of skirmishing going on, but in essence, the actual setup from Mad Lions is stronger than that of Fnatic's, and when it comes to the straight-up 2v2 ganks.
It certainly is. I think that that's going to be something very scary to keep an eye out on. I think one of the big things that Fnatic had to deal with yesterday was the Ashe arrow as well, right? The fact that it was Rogue playing into it, the fact that they had that ultimate to be able to find those picks onto Nisqy as well, definitely made things a little bit harder. But now the Ashe is on his team, and we see both bot laners clearing out the wards, but it looks like Hylissang and Upset not going to offer a pull as Bwipo is starting on the top side. He knows that he's going to be able to get prio towards the bot side of the map. The question is, will we see a very early dive? Will we see Armut stacking a wave top? This is something that we see Mad Lions do a lot, which is go for very early dives and start to try and shut down the enemy enemy top laner very early on into the game.
Yeah, and Bwipo pathing down towards the bot side. He knows Adam won't have the push. Both these junglers, sorry, are pathing into the lanes with prio. Of course, Elyoya will get top crab. Bwipo will look for bot crab, full clearing down to cover all camps in case of invades, and then you expect them to move towards the mid lane. I think Bwipo here could go for something like Red Krugs Raptors into a mid gank, perhaps, if he's feeling it.
And the reason we talk so much about these junglers and these mid laners is just how impactful they've been across the rest of playoffs. Humanoid and Nisqy, two of the players that do not like being in mid lane. Only about half their time in the early game is spent towards that middle portion of the map. Most of the time they are teaming up with their jungler and trying to get into side lanes. And I'm loving this development because it's something we saw from Caps all the way back in 2019, this ability to get into side lanes. And now it's this new generation of mids in EU who's really rising to that challenge.
And you said it, Medic. Look at the jungle proximity. They need their jungler there, all support to push out the wave and move to the side lanes to unlock them, and that's what the mid lane meta is when you see these roaming champions like Ryze and TF.
It was interesting hearing from Nisqy yesterday as we see a gank in top lane.
Adam pushed far forward, the flash going away, double flash going to try and chase him down. He's going to try and get back underneath the tower, but this should be first blood to the Mad Lions. Armut takes it against his signature champ.
So what we saw was Armut actually not pushing the top wave and actually let the wave push into him. Elyoya then very easily set up a gank into top, but now Bwipo looking for an invade.
Yeah, Elyoya, no flash. He needs to take the blast cone here, but he won't take it in the right direction. Bwipo.
Elyoya has the smite to use it on the blue buff, tries to heal himself up. Humanoid's on the way as well, but no Realm Warp, only level 3 right now. Bwipo still has the flash to try and chase Elyoya underneath the tower. Can just flash chase, won't do it. Meanwhile, Humanoid was forced away and had to flash.
I really wonder what happened there. Hang on, Humanoid might die here. Nisqy doesn't have flash. Did Bwipo not have the knock-up ready? Did his Q, was it on cooldown or something there? Because he really couldn't find the knock-up to get the overcommit there, and he just auto-attacked him down. I wonder if he's put 2 points in W maybe, I'm not sure.
Ultimately though, Bwipo still comes out ahead here. He's going to be able to steal away the walls.
Yeah, he has put 2 points in W, no Q. If he had
so
Q there,
he have the knockup.
He would have got the kill.
If he'd had that ability, he would have been able to secure the kill because Elyoya did not have flash, whereas Bwipo did. But again, he didn't lose anything off the back of that. Bwipo now coming back into lane, they're able to put the enemy jungler behind, and now Adam is looking for a collapse in mid. Look, you can see the bot lane roaming as well, and this will be the double Skull Crab for Fnatic.
He's here to cover. Humanoid has no flash, but neither does Adam, so the gap closes quite hard, and he's been on a ward this whole time, so Mad Lions covering off top side. You know, Fnatic could have been 1-for-1 there. If Bwipo had Q and got the kill onto Elyoya, he would have taken his whole bot side camps as well, because he has bot push and mid push as well, but in the end, Elyoya gets out, he's moved towards the bot side of the map, and now he's hovering around mid. Kaiser has to push bot.
Nisqy no flash, remember, Kaiser's coming in. They're looking for him. Nisqy's going to have to try and walk away. Humanoid dodge to the side here. Bwipo stepping forward as well. Kaiser joining the fray. There's the stun. They're looking for Bwipo. He doesn't manage to flash away. Mad Lions 2-0.
Yeah, Bwipo blocks the stun there, but then he's the one that ended up getting chain CC'd. Hylissang looking for something on bot, but Carzzy so mobile, and Mad Lions getting a good early lead here.
And it's a much needed kill as well, because even though Elyoya was able to get first blood up towards the top side of the map, Bwipo was taking so much more control. Look at the CS discrepancy you can see between the junglers. Elyoya losing wolves, losing blue, not being able to secure either Scuttle Crab really put him behind, but Elyoya is not slowing down.
TP coming in, Humanoid has TP, Nisqy has TP to match, Adam just being zoned away from the wave itself. They're going to see Bwipo here as well. They just want to stop Adam from getting this top wave. He's so far down in creeps, he's also going to lose out a lot in XP. Adam trying to find a way back, and Nisqy's basing and has TP.
Exactly that. Nisqy can rejoin the fray any second, and the fact that he is a real threat going back to base means that Mad have to disengage and aren't overcommitting to the play. But how crazy is that Humanoid will invest this TP just to try and deny Adam as much as possible. We talked about how Mad Lions can often be a topside focused team, and they're really showcasing why.
Hylissang looking for the hook. That's the cleanse coming out from Carzzy. He's going to have to dash away. Concussive blows wasn't used. Yeah, as you say, great hook. This is the distraction hook. You think you're aiming for the support, but actually you're going for the AD carry. Usually an Ezreal in lane should not be hooked like that because of the arcane shift.
Now you will notice that Carzzy is at a bit of a CS discrepancy. His wave was in a bit of an awkward spot, and after Kaiser did roam up towards mid, there was no real way for him to fix it, which meant that he was stuck in this awkward situation, and this wave is where he has to be very careful. Nisqy has TP, Humanoid does not. Bwipo is on the bot side of the map, and if Fnatic was to look for a dive, this is where it would be.
Yeah, both teams have one TP to match, right? Armut can match, Nisqy can match if anything kicks up on bot, and the aim of the game right here is Elyoya is looking for plays and actually finding them, which you didn't expect, you know, and Bwipo just being able to clear his camp. So Bwipo is slightly ahead in levels right now and does win out 1v1 against Elyoya, but he's found plays to get his solo lanes ahead. That's exactly what Mad Lions want to do.
Something that Bwipo has done so well actually across the course of playoffs is getting into the enemy jungle. Highest counter jungle percent, so that's the time spent in the enemy jungle between the 2 and the 15-minute mark. Most opposing buffs stolen at 21 as well, and a high jungle proximity. He's really active on the map, even if he isn't the one actually picking up the rewards from it. You can see, once again, he's coming down towards this bottom side. TP invested by Armut. Nisqy did not use TP to get down here. here, though.
This is exactly what we were talking about, though, and I like the fact that Nisqy doesn't even use his TP as you highlight medic. He just uses his mid prio because he knows that Humanoid isn't in the lane, and he's able to put pressure down onto the bot lane. Carzzy's going to fall even further behind. Currently, just now turning over to the level 5. Of course, the trade-off of this is that Ryze is getting some plates in the mid.
Yeah, Cassio losing a little bit here, and Armut actually smartly stays around for around 10 to 20 seconds. Yes, he's going to lose farm in top, but what we saw yesterday was Rogue committed double TP bot to defend the play. They based, and then Fnatic re-dove when they knew that they had based. So Armut just showing his face, kind of making sure he's around in case they fast push, but now MAD Lions face checking.
There's the hook. Kaiser doesn't have flash. He can try and stand behind Carzzy, but Bwipo is here for the chase once again. There's the first one. They're looking for Carzzy underneath the tower as well, and that is enough. Fnatic equalize the scoreline 2-2.
Yeah, MAD Lions just face-checking bot tribush there. They're trying to get a little bit of vision. Maybe they thought Fnatic was on Dragon or something and they wanted to contest it or get a little bit of information. In the end, they just face-check. Kaiser has no flash from earlier, and Bwipo smartly saves his Q3, the knock-up to get Carzzy, so they can chase.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there for Mad, because it was clear to Elyoya that he needed to make the split map happen. He went for the enemy red buff, he decided to take the enemy top camps as well, and he recognized that there was no way for him to be able to contest his own red, given the pressure that the Zhao was putting down. So instead, you can see that he's on the top side of the map, but as you rightly mentioned, Kaiser and Carzzy must have thought that they were on Drake, and a bit of a fumble there from Kaiser as he jumps. His shield is the wrong way around. He's not able to block as much damage, and then Hylissang can just tank the tower as Fnatic secure themselves 2 kills.
Yeah, good knock-up as well to make sure they get both of them, especially. And now Kaiser's roaming up towards the top side. Fnatic had to push out bot after that play, whereas MAD Lions died. So they're first out onto the map, and Kaiser's able to hold a mid-wave here, but Herald is up, and that's the objective. Upsets level 6, he can move through mid to top side. There's going to be a 5-man stack of Fnatic on this top side of the map to secure the Herald. We'll see what Carzzy can get in bot. He's going to push in. Maybe he'll get a plate at best, but I expect Fnatic to make sure to go back bot when this objective is secured.
And we've seen over the last few moments MAD Lions putting a lot of time into getting Armut ahead in the early game. He was only 1 CS up now. He does still have that kill and has been able to pick up a plate towards the top side as well. But the lead that Fnatic have garnered by playing around the bot side of the map just seems pretty monumental right now, as Upset looks for Armut. No, the flash is available here for the Gnar. Hook from Hylissang. Misses. Armut holding on to the flash. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Is he going to get the Mega in time? Doesn't even need it. Just walks underneath the tower.
Yeah, I think Hylissang was trying to predict the flash there. Now Fnatic are slightly late to the play. Yes, Adam's going to come towards the bot side to catch the wave, but what Fnatic have done is they split the map, so now Adam can't even walk up this wave. I would say it's a small blunder here, because yes, they'll have the Herald for tempo, but Adam won't be able to catch the wave itself. I think there was a world where Fnatic could have got the Herald for free and covered their bot side anyway, but regardless, Carzzy's going to get 2 plates, going to get a little bit of a CS to kind of catch up to what Upset was doing in that lane. He was far ahead, and now they start hitting this tower. Bwipo will have Herald, and they can commit. Adam smartly just grouping mid to make sure they get the push.
Flash, Cyclone, Miasma just a little bit late there, and here comes the root as Kaiser looks to join the fray. Elyoya on his way as well. Hylissang coming in from the top side. MAD Lions should just back away from this one. Flash for flash expended.
Damage there from Humanoid. He knows that he has to pull his team.
Onto Humanoid. Nisqy has the Petrifying Gauge. Bwipo is going to join the fray as well. Armut coming in from the side as well. There's the Petrifying Gaze. Elyoya still going in with a Heartbreaker. Elyoya low, healing up. Adam trying to get onto that backline, trying to get onto that jungle, but he just can't get close enough. Bwipo now, no Crescent Guard available for him. And Fnatic lose 2. True Shot Barrage coming in as well. Just going to chip away at the Fnatic health bars. There's still a flank possibility. Elyoya spotted out by the Hawk Shot. MAD Lions always willing to take a fray, always willing to take a fight. Are looking for it. It's Kaiser going forward in the round walk. Bwipo jumps onto Humanoid, but Kaiser is there. Concussive blows will proc, and Bwipo will be locked up in spot. He will go down. Armut now looking for the damage as well. This is going to be 4 kills for none in a 5v4 in favor of MAD.
Yeah, Fnatic thought they had the fight in mid. They don't have that much engaged, but when the hook connected and MAD Lions overchased, they thought that they could turn. But here we see the power of the Braum in skirmishes. The second one person is stacked and everyone focuses him down. They just keep dying one by one by one. Fnatic, no man on Nisqy, couldn't turn or make the play themselves.
Wow, MAD Lions coming out ready to fight Fnatic. We know that Fnatic is a team that will skirmish you early, but Armut overextending here on the top side. Upset does have his ult.
That's what Hylissang's done so well across LEC playoffs. Flash available for Armut. He's going to use it to get away from the death sentence, and a wise use of it, to be sure.
I don't think Upset had mana there for the ultimate itself, but let's look at that again, because initially Adam just goes in to force Humanoid's flash. I think his objective there was to get the knock-up onto the Cassio W, the Miasma, so he can't flash away. In the end, it wasn't reacting quickly enough, and it's a flash-for-flash trade. But Adam has no ultimate now, and he's really low with no flash, so he's not as strong in these fights as you'd expect, so the actual 3v3 from MAD Lions is stronger. Then it turns into a 4v4 when Bwipo and Armut arrive, but here we see the power of the Braum when they just single out targets. Elyoya does get away, it seems. Adam trying to chase him down has nothing left. And with these auto attacks coming out from the Gnar and from the Ryze, the roots, the stuns, they just can't escape, and they're able to chase him down.
I can't believe that Elyoya actually lived in that play. We talked so much in his last series against Rogue about how he spent the first 2 games just not dying, and he's demonstrating the same skill once again. This man just kind of dances around death at every opportunity.
Yeah, Nisqy was just completely out of manner in that fight. He had enough for one combo while running up the river, so Cassio more of a late game kind of fighting champion going front to back on the Ryze. You can see the power of him in skirmishes as well. So now MAD Lions into a gold lead. They do have one dragon on their belt as well. 50 seconds on the dragon still, but Fnatic still have this Herald they haven't used.
Well, I mean, in terms of the map state, you feel like that after that skirmish from Fnatic, they've lost a lot of the pace that they had. They had good control over the bot side of the map. They converted that into an early Drake. They then converted that into an early Rift Herald, and you expected then to try and make the cross-map play happen where they play for the top tower. Now, though, MAD is the one being proactive.
Upset has flash and has cleanse. We'll look to try and get out of this one. Counter TP being used. Upset low on mana. There's a hook onto Kaiser. Hylissang standing at the front, standing as the bodyguard. Adam coming in, looking for that Cyclone. Can't get there in time to save Hylissang, but maybe he can do enough to keep Upset alive. The hook goes just wide, and Fnatic look to turn this one around. Nisqy coming in, but won't be there in time.
MAD Lions are so strong in these early fights. Humanoid and Kaiser doing so much work to just CC and lock members down. Armut's arrived after pushing in mid. Carzzy's just kind of been farming all game long, but it's Humanoid's Ryze which is taking over this game.
Humanoid should just not be allowed to play this champion. I've never seen someone use Ryze ultimate off cooldown whenever it is available. This man is just so proactive on the map. He always has his jungle and support with him, and this is the core that makes MAD Lions so effective at building leads in the early game.
Yeah, Everfrost, Boots of Swiftness at around 12 minutes when that fight kicked off. He's really, really strong compared to Nisqy, who hasn't finished his mythic, but now Nisqy will get a lot of gold for this because Fnatic will pick up first tower of the game. You can see the gold lead only around 2,000 for MAD Lions, despite them being so far ahead in kills, and that just comes down to that first tower they picked up. Carzzy has to walk in, shift away from the arrow.
The good news for MAD is they're getting a plate in mid, they're going to be able to secure the Infernal Drake, and they should be able to secure the tower and bot, so overall net positive for MAD. And the fact that this early game looks so convincing for Fnatic and a single skirmish has swung the momentum so heavily in their favor is obviously a little bit concerning for Fnatic in the early game, but they still have strong scaling. They still have very powerful team fight, and it's something that you're going to have to respect if you're the MAD Lions as the game progresses.
The early game has been where they've shone across the course of playoffs, though, and so the question is, can they fight from behind? Can they find wins from this sort of position? Because up until now, Fnatic have been their own worst enemy at times. They get gold leads and then they throw it. They make a mistake. We haven't really seen them fight from a 2-3k gold deficit.
Well, yesterday we saw them in a slight deficit, and then one Aphelios ultimate killed everyone, remember? So I still have a lot of confidence in the Fnatic team fighting. It's a matter of how well MAD will allow them to do it.
What I will say is this Ryze is very short range, and Humanoid has to be very, very careful. One knock up into a Cassio W, one Ashe arrow, anything like this will lock him down. He's dead. He has no tenacity on this Ryze, so one CC chain and it's over for him. So he needs to play these fights very crisp and very clean, or just play over the side lanes right now. Just push in bot, match Adam, make sure he's on the tower with no TP, and then force numbers advantages on the side of the map with the Realm Warp. For now, check here.
Gonna get the knock-up. TP coming in as well. Death Sentinel's only gonna go onto the blue buff. They're looking to kill off Elyoya, but with a Heartbreak, he can dodge away. Bwipo going in as well. The exhaust has been used. Now Fnatic trying to fight a 3v2. Armut forced away by Nisqy off towards the top side. Kaiser getting chased down by Bwipo. That red buff ticking, and Kaiser cannot get away. A double for Bwipo once again, going into the enemy jungler, and it looks like Humanoid might be caught out on a side lane as he went into the jungle, but the Cyclone finds him, and the kill is there. Upset with the shutdown. Meanwhile, Fnatic continuing to fight in the mid lane. It's a fight on two fronts, and Fnatic are winning them.
Oh yeah, 3 quick kills for Fnatic, 2 on the top side from the notorious duo of Bwipo and Hylissang. And then just like we talked about, Humanoid so short range, 1 CC, one knock-up, he's as good as dead. That shutdown goes across 2 Fnatic, 2 Upset, and now this gold lead's only just over 1,000.
Both teams going back and forth at every opportunity, and this time it was Elyoya making the mistake, face checking into Bwipo, not expecting Hylissang to be this deep in the jungle. This is a high-risk, high-reward play for Fnatic, and it works out beautifully as they found Armut.
Once again, Hylissang with the hook. He just continues to find MAD Lions players out of position. A great stun from Armut. Wind becomes lightning with the chase, but Bwipo can't quite get close enough. Armut will escape.
Oh, the W just missed. Hylissang flash forwards with the Lantern. Now he's really, really low HP, and Fnatic don't have any TPs to bail them out. Adam's running through mid. Hylissang, no flash either. We'll see if MAD Lions want to chase this down. Humanoids range.
Looking for the damage here onto Bwipo, does get the stun. Nisqy's going to put damage down here as well, has that blue buff to keep his mana stacked up. Humanoid in, Death Sentence goes wide. Bwipo diving in, has the gun ready, they killed off Humanoid, and that's all the damage done! Upset coming in from the side, doesn't have the arrow, but the chase is on, and another 2 kills over to Bwipo. This man is smurfing on Zin.
Oh yeah, Bwipo's just slaughtering Fnatic right now. That ultimate buying so much time, and again, Humanoid so short range, goes into Bwipo's range, he gets the knock-up, he's dead. MAD Lions, they start to fall back, Fnatic can chase, and from that point onwards, you're out of gas.
Elyoya also seemed hesitant to commit because his ultimate was not available, and this is where the fight all starts off. Of course, Hylissang ultimate traded for Armut. He's able to disengage, he's out of the fight, no TPs available. Starts off with a 2 versus 3, but with the Fnatic health bars, MAD are saying, hey, I think we can stall this out long enough for us to be able to buy time for the rest of our team to join the fray. Then look at this, you can see how Elyoya disengages, separates from Kaiser. Humanoid then ends up in a 1 versus 3 because the rest of his team can't really follow up. A great ultimate there from Bwipo, combined with, I think, the Gore Drinker to get so much of his HP back as well, means that he's able to turn around the fight, and Fnatic find themselves with 2 more kills and an equal kill score.
Yeah, completely even game right now. A dragon apiece, a tower apiece, gold is dead even, and so are the kills. Humanoid was so far ahead on this Ryze, but now he's almost even with Nisqy just ahead in XP itself, and I think they need to start playing more over the side lanes. When you have Gnar, when you have Ryze, and you're winning out against your solo lane counterparts, playing the side lane game is much better than just going for these scrappy team fights where Fnatic can find their leverage. Now Humanoid looking for Bwipo.
Bwipo's going to try and dive onto the Ryze once again. Nisqy going in, the miasma not quite close enough, and Elyoya's putting the damage down. Petrifying Gaze has been used. There's the Glacial Fissure as well. Goes wide, but Bwipo is shut down by Carzzy. The Rift Herald still sitting there. That eye not picked up by anyone. I think it was Mad Lions who took it, but they want blood. They want kills instead of those objectives. Adam, actually, it might have been Fnatic that took it, so
yeah,
Adam was looking for it, yeah.
Yeah, Adam was trying to get the Herald there, but it just expired, so that's going to hurt because you not only lose the objective now, but you lose a kill. Bwipo gets shut down. Top tower is dead. Yes, Upset might be able to trade this bot tower. There's no TP walls down there as far as I can see. If Humanoid wants to defend himself, a TP and Upset actually just going to respect it and back off anyway.
What a bloodbath in game 1 between both these teams. It started with Fnatic, Mad then answered, then Fnatic came back once again, and it's Mad once more proactive on the map. Neither of these teams are slowing down. Both of these teams are looking to secure themselves the LEC trophy, and we're only in game 1. As Caedrel, you just said, the game is dead even, but the Drake is about to spawn. Elyoya does not have his ultimate up, and it's unlikely that he's going to get it before the next fight, which suggests to me that Fnatic should just secure themselves a Drake.
I think Mad Lions are going to push mid wave right now. If we could just look at mid lane, because I think Fnatic completely ignored the wave. No, they're looking for Humanoid. Can the arrow hit? Gonna get sidestepped. Humanoid has no flash. Hilly doesn't either. I think that's just going to be it. But look at Mad Lions in mid. Yeah, Fnatic didn't clear the mid wave. What they did was they went straight for the objective and ignored the wave, so they're going to lose their mid tower here. They're going to get the bot push, but it's going to be a tower for Drake trade. Maybe they won't even want to commit for 2 towers here. Humanoid on bot side can TP to the play if anything kicks off, so it's going to be a 5v5 regardless. This is going to die. No Ashe arrow up. Fnatic need to collapse and start to get these minions.
Tier 2 in the mid lane is going to fall pretty quickly. Nisqy pushing in the bottom lane as well, trying to keep Humanoid down towards their catching waves. That's a tier 2 gone. And Lions got 2 dragons, but here comes Nisqy with the flank TP. Hylissang
no flash,
trying to get the lantern there for Bwipo, who walks back and walks away from the lantern. Bwipo will not be with this fight for a very long time. Petrifying Gaze comes out, but Nisqy's dead before anyone else from Fnatic can really join the fray. Cyclone coming out as well from Adam. Armut able to escape off towards the top side. Humanoid still alive, and Adam is not. Kaiser will fall, but 2 quick kills to Mad Lions in exchange for 1.
Yeah, Nisqy's TP was a bit confusing. He just TP'd into 4 members of Mad Lions with no flash up. He did buy time for Fnatic to start to collapse. Humanoid just about almost drops. He was very short range in that fight. He had a lot of CC stacked up on him. I think if Fnatic had the arrow there, they could have picked up a couple more.
You know, not very often do we get to see the map rift actually influence, but I think that pillar influenced a lot in Fnatic's ability to follow up on that collapse, because Armut was in a great position to be able to utilize his ultimate, and I think he was able to buy a lot of time and actually just cause chaos for Fnatic, and they weren't even able to get that kill onto him either. So let's have a look back at exactly how this one plays out.
Look at the lantern, because he tries to lantern Bwipo in, who doesn't take it, and that means the lantern isn't available for Nisqy.
Oh,
yeah, Bwipo,
so
the minion was on top of the lantern, so he couldn't get it. Now Nisqy stuck on top of 4 members and just dies straight up. Doesn't even get much value out of the ultimate itself. And like you said, that pillar comes through. I think Armut got a stun out of it and got out. Humanoid gets out as well. I think Mad Lions got away with murder there.
They really did get away with murder. The health bars of Humanoid and Armut at the very end of that fight were so low, and if Fnatic, small pieces had come together, that could have been a very different fight. But Mad Lions, they come out on top, and now once again they balloon the gold lead.
It's just a game defined by inches so far. We've seen these tiny little misplays absolutely costing teams. We're going to step forward. Winter Spike going onto him. Humanoid looking for the root there with the Rune Prison as well, but the Lantern will get Bwipo to safety this time. Elyoya on the flank. Bwipo going in, trying to kill off Humanoid before he can do anything, but Bwipo still doing the damage, still putting it out. Can't quite kill off Humanoid. Mad Lions are on the chase now. Hylissang a little bit away from the rest of his team. I don't think Mad will go for this.
Watch the arrow, watch the arrow. Is it going to hit Humanoid?
Does not hit Humanoid.
Ooh.
Goes wide.
Just misses him, but they see him. They know he has no TP. Fnatic are going to get collapsed on here.
Flash in from Elyoya, looking for Nisqy. Petrifying Gaze is available. Nisqy will put it down. Stun up onto 1. Armut jumping in as well, but doesn't have the Mega. The Cyclone's going to come out as well, but Nisqy's already down. Carzzy putting the damage down now onto Adam, who uses the decoy to try and get away. Upset has joined the fray as they look for Armut. He's going to be able to walk away just about from this fray. Upset, though, with the Immortal Shubo will still be alive. Carzzy continues to jump forward, and Adam has to flash away.
Wow, Carzzy doing so much damage in these fights. 3, 1, and 2 has quietly been picking up kills and items in the backline as Mad continues to skirmish. That started off, remember, with a bit of an overextension for Bwipo, but Hylissang, can he land the hook?
Does he want the hook?
Ooh, oh wait, Carzzy, I think he wants this.
They're very low. He has cleanse as well, worst case.
No shield bow on Upset. Remember, he does have the cleanse True Shot Barrage about to come off cooldown. Maybe Carzzy just looking for a little bit of poke so that True Shot Barrage can snipe someone out. There it goes. And it will go through the uprights.
He just keeps cancelling their bases though, so now as Mad Lions come out onto the map, they should be able to keep this river control and maybe even push in to the enemy jungle. Let's watch that one again, because it looked like Bwipo was just dead here. Even though the Lantern came through, the second the Braum passive connects when he goes back in, he's dead. But he almost kills Humanoid. I think his W just misses. Let's keep an eye on it. Yeah, it goes to the left. I think if that hit Humanoid, it was a 1-for-1. The arrow, I think, scratched Humanoid. You can see on the minimap as it comes in, but then Fnatic, they get chased down.
They certainly do. Ooh, okay, that was very close though, very close indeed. And now Mad, we don't have time because they're starting off the Baron. 22 minutes in, Mad do not want to slow the pace of the game.
4,000 gold lead for the Mad Lions, and they will start up this key objective. Fnatic trying to step in. Bwipo, no flash, no blast cone for him to get in either. Armut stepping forward, looking for the Gnar. Hook's going to land onto him. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will catch Elyoya. Armut going in with the Gnar, and Hylissang is low. Bwipo on the front line. There's the petrifying engagement across the water. Bwipo still alive. Takes the Lantern out to safety. Dives back in. He's looking for Elyoya, but he just can't get the damage down. Humanoid trading onto Upset down towards the bottom side. Mad Lions can still step forward. Humanoid pops the stopwatch. Nisqy has to flash away, but he is met by a building to the face. A double kill for Carzzy. Upset and Adam have to walk away.
What a bloodbath! Mad just abandoned the Baron and dive over the wall to commit to the fight. But Nisqy's positioning was actually so good. He was just in range in the red buff to actually deal so much damage. And that fight initially looked like disaster, especially with the amount of damage that Bwipo was able to throw out. But Mad are just barely able to turn it around.
Yeah, Bwipo was like 1 versus 4 over the wall, and Upset was having a 1v1 with Humanoid. As we see this again, the ultimate from Bwipo's buying so much time, because yes, he's stunned, but nothing's actually hitting him. Carzzy can't do any damage. Now watch Upset at the bottom of the fight. He starts this 1v1 up against Humanoid, and it's such a skill fight here, because Upset flashes the Q from Humanoid here, forwards to keep dishing out the damage. Hylissang arrives, and now Fnatic start to regroup. Yes, they'd lost 3, but the core members of Adam and Upset, if Mad Lions overcommitted there, Adam could have popped the ultimate. He wasn't really in that fight at all.
And Carzzy was the player that I wanted to talk about, because you mentioned it, Caedrel, in the draft. Long range, late game carry, and it's difficult for this Fnatic comp to get on top of him unless they can find a flank. And he is just reliably dishing damage so much in these team fights. He's coming up big for the Mad Lions.
I think we're seeing the value of the Xin Zhao though, because the only person out of the range of his ultimate is Carzzy. Everyone else kind of has to get in range of it to do damage. So Humanoid has to commit pretty deep against this comp of Cassio, Ashe, Thresh. It's so hard. Even the Wukong wasn't there, and he was struggling to get damage out. So it's all on Carzzy, and the Dragon's going to get taken down. 2 dragons apiece. Fnatic could start off the Baron here.
Oh, they're faking it.
The Cassio Q was to fake it. Now Mad Lions have to make a decision. Gonna spot out Hylissang, see if they have any blue orbs. Ezreal to check. They can see Fnatic's not on it. Look at Adam though.
It's a Fnatic bush,
They know Fnatic's not there right now. As you say, Vedi, it's a Fnatic bush as they look for it. Carzzy and Humanoid in the mid lane. Armut, he's got the Gnar, he's got the flash, he's got the engagers. Bwipo is on the front line, has to take the Lantern to safety. Crescent Guard used. That's the Xin Zhao ultimate down.
You could see it. Armut has the flash, has the ult. Oh, he's looking for it now.
But the Gnar's going to tick out. There's no mid-wave here. Fnatic have to start it up. Armut!
That's onto Adam, but the decoy is the one they're targeting. So Adam will be able to walk away, and now the Baron has been started by Fnatic. Mad Lions, you got to do something right now because Fnatic are on it. Armut.
Bwipo no ult, remember.
Adam there as well. Carzzy stepping forward. Bwipo no ult. As you say, the arrow's going to land onto Armut. They look for him. The dive forward there by Kaiser as they look for the damage. Bwipo up towards the back line, still alive. Adam going into the back as well. Upset on a rampage. There's 2. As Elyoya starting to pop off in this fight, but can he do enough? Carzzy has to put the damage down from the side. 17,000 damage to champions so far for Carzzy, and he's looking to add more to it. But Hylissang with a hook. The cleanse coming out from Carzzy. Immediate reactions from the AD carry here for Mad.
The ultimate.
And the ultimate will just go wide. True Shot Barrage does not connect. Mad Lions fighting with a 4,000 gold lead, but Fnatic are able to walk away.
All these fights are on a knife's edge. Fnatic tried to force Mad Lions to walk into them initially, then they started up. Mad Lions eventually do walk in, but the patience that they had to wait out Armut's Mega Gnar was the key to victory there for them to come out on top.
It's crazy, like we're kind of abandoning the silence.
Are they going for it? They're going for it. They have the Lantern. TP's coming in.
And they have no idea.
Does Armut know? That's the question.
But they can see it.
Yes. Immediate TP. You can see the TP in the fog of war, and Elyoya immediately sprints to the Baron, knows that it's going.
So fast.
6,000 HP on it. Elyoya does have flash, does have smite. Can Mad Lions fight this? Fnatic still on it. 3,000 HP on it. The miasma, you can't flash on that.
Hilly's gonna die.
The Baron. Hilly almost died, but Hex flashes across the wall. Now Fnatic have to get out. Adam sacrifices himself, diving onto Humanoid, knows that he's the key damage source, and Adam will fall.
Oh, Nisqy!
Petrifying Gaze goes in. Hylissang with another hook as they look for armor, but a double kill coming for Humanoid as he comes in with the rail warp. Nisqy the next target. That's another. That's 4. Humanoid, you absolute monster.
Wow, Mad is able to shut Fnatic down as they tried to sneak the Baron. They recognized that they had to commit to that play because it was the best case scenario, and MAD really made it the best case scenario. 4K gold up, they're looking to take some towers.
Yeah, you saw the clear decisiveness for Fnatic, as good as it was. You know, get the Baron, get out. Even Hylissang Hex flashing over and landing upset. This was so well timed, I have to say, from Fnatic, because Hylissang is on 1 HP when this Baron goes down.
If they just wait on the TP, though, they could have done it.
Yeah,
Armut wouldn't have known.
TPs come in, they can see it in the fog of war. They know this is actually happening because they need the Cassio to burst it down. Then the TP comes in from Adam to defend. Look at Hylissang, almost dies. The Baron dies. He lanterns out upset. So Fnatic's clearly saying, guys, get out of this fight now. So Fnatic starts to run away. But it's from the ultimate of Nisqy that they turn. Adam sacrificed his life. But right here, maybe there's a world where they could have just ran and MAD Lions couldn't have chased him down. Humanoid's Realm Warp puts the nail in the coffin.
I think the biggest problem was no flash for Cassio, no flash for Xin, no flash for Adam. They only had one way out of that pit, and that was through the front line of the MAD Lions.
Yeah, that's the definition of a high-risk, high-reward play there. If Fnatic all got out by just losing Adam alone, then the scaling department will come in and Fnatic can still have the game a little bit longer. They only have one Baron buff left, I think, on upset, so they're going to keep in mid to buff up the waves of MAD Lions with no TPs and no Realm Warp means it's really hard for them to separate and look to push side lanes.
The good news for Fnatic is that MAD were only able to secure the tier 2 in the top lane. The base is still intact, they can continue to scale up, and this team fighting is still something that you cannot afford to underestimate. 3 items now finished for upset. He is a damage-dealing machine, and Fnatic still have a very clear win condition.
Arrow going through. Will miss everyone. MAD Lions all dodge away. I thought there was like bowling pins there. I thought he was guaranteed to hit one, but anyway, Fnatic just trying to stop the siege. But Carzzy, we need to keep our eyes on Carzzy.
Humanoid doesn't have TP. Humanoid doesn't have TP. They look for the fight. They go in with the Shurelias, but they cannot find their mark.
That's the problem. They don't have much engage if there's no Ashe Arrow. There's no real point and click engage unless Adam's in range. And Carzzy is so slippery, so strong on this Ezreal. Almost 4 items. 50 seconds on the Dragon. Humanoid matching Adam will win out on this 1v1. Humanoid also really far ahead, but it's just team fights where Humanoid's finding a little bit of struggles.
I think that MAD have recognized that though, and now they're really trying to split the map up. They're keeping Humanoid in a side lane, and I think that they can afford to give up this Drake. It's not something that they have to die for. Oh my god, but look at the positioning of Fnatic right now.
Gonna see them.
Oh, he doesn't see them, but he knows that it's control ward.
Oh, he didn't see them at all.
Walk away.
He did not see them at all.
Will Elyoya get caught out? That's the question. Fnatic now will be spotted.
Oh, they're going to collapse on this. I think they're just going to full commit. Maybe? No, just going to throw out the two-shot barrage.
That
oh my
was
god.
so clever from Upset as well, because he used the E to try and suggest that, like, hey, I'm looking for information to not give away that they were actually in the flank.
It's like the good old clairvoyance, the bush bait, when you're all standing in the bush, so you won't look in.
I mean, Fnatic are trying to, win a BAFTA in this game, faking the Baron, faking the plays, like.
Hylissang with the hook, Armut stepping forward, but he does have that Gnar bar, the rage built up. MAD Lions on the Dragon, tower goes down as well. That top lane inhibitor tower has fallen. 3rd Dragon of the game for MAD, and they might look for more of a fight here, but the arrow is available for Upset, and he's in a good position. And because of that Mountain Rift, this is a choke point. Upset coming in, Armut about to go out of the Mega Gnar, but he can just leap across the wall.
It's crazy to me that Hilly's trying to hit a hook, trying to find and engage. The objective's dead. They have no waves to play on, but he still wants to find the fight. Maybe he knows that Humanoid's base, and it's maybe a numbers advantage for them. But anyway,
I mean, that's prime Hylissang. That's what he does.
Hylissang, yeah, nothing's going to kick off anyway.
Wow, now, Humanoid is level 16, is, oh my
4,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, that Quadra kill did him a lot of favors, and no one can really stop him right now. Maybe if Nisqy is able to land an ultimate, there's a world where he could just beat him in a 1v1, but with the death cap now being finished for Humanoid, he is a menace in a side lane, and this is how MAD need to keep the map. They need to keep pressure on sides and then collapse with numbers advantage. It's a tried and true strategy that they have been able to leverage throughout the playoffs and is why they are considered so good. The best case scenario for Fnatic though is that if they can find a 5v5, they could implement the MAD strategy themselves and just collectively group as a 5 and try and force a fight with numbers and force Humanoid into the fight, which might give them better odds of actually coming out on top.
It has felt like a lot of the time Upset hasn't been able just to free fire on this Ashe. He's been so consistent for Fnatic across the course of the regular season, across the course of playoffs. He is one of the men that you always look to when you look to Fnatic. Him and Carzzy on opposite sides of the coin. You can see both of them high damage a minute, CS leads, gold leads, high KD. I mean, Upset's only died 3 times in wins across the course of playoffs here for Fnatic, and it would be the first time he has ever won the LEC title here as well. He is fighting for his life to win this game.
Yeah, the interesting thing is just both differences in the jobs that both these AD carries have to do. Upset, just try to dish out as much damage as possible and engage with ultimates. Carzzy, kite back as much as possible, wait for Fnatic to use all their ultimates, and then you can start to walk forward and auto-attack. Until then, he's just a poke machine.
And of course, you can't talk about the AD carries without talking about the supports. And of course, Kaiser hasn't been roaming as much, but still a roaming machine. And Hylissang consistently looking for plays. I love that this bush, I think, has permanently had a pink ward in it from Fnatic. They've tried to steal every single blue buff, and I'm pretty confident they've gotten the most of them. However, this could be spotted out, but they're not able to stop them. So Fnatic just barely dodging away from death, but they are able to get themselves a blue buff.
That's not the first time either. Fnatic just finds small openings on the map. They run in with 2 members with a sweeper. Upset.
He's so far pushed forward. Glacial Fish is going to hit him. Does have the cleanse, will look for it, but he's going to flash away first. There's the Realm Walk coming in as well. The Lantern, Upset just gets to it in time with the cleanse. Perfectly executed by Upset, but why was he there?
Yeah, summon a spell trade though. Yeah, Upset was really, really deep there. His team was in base, but it's a cleanse flash trade for Armut's flash. Kaiser is just flashing in.
Nisqy has to flash away. Elyoya on the flank gets the stun onto Nisqy. Petrifying Gaze is available, but he does get it off just in time. He's still alive up towards the top side of the fight, but now he's chased down. One quick kill over to Mad Lions, and the Baron is on the cards.
Mad do not waste any opportunity. The second they know that Upset has gone back to base, they immediately force another engage onto Nisqy. I don't even know if they had a ward in that bush, but they just committed regardless. They find a big kill, and now they're going to secure themselves the Baron.
Yeah, Baron's gone. 2 minutes until the Dragon. Such good decisiveness from Kaiser. What he does is he Q flashes Nisqy. Nisqy reacts by flashing away, and then Elyoya flashes in with the stun, so follow-up comes in after Nisqy gets away. The carries of Fnatic a little bit too far forwards there, getting punished. Baron's gone, and now Mad even in more control than they were before.
Mad are so creative in the ways in which they find opportunities, but this was just a big mistake from Upset. He is so overextended. You cannot afford to be this deep in the lane at this point in the game, and Kaiser, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. They just commit the CC. Of course, Armut does commit his flash.
Does Kaiser see Nisqy here? He must.
I don't think he has. No, I think this is
the
just...
sweeper spots him, and that's... Oh, no, the
oh,
dwarf. Yeah,
okay,
there it is. Q flash in, and then watch Elyoya flashes afterwards. Now that Nisqy's flashed away, he's just stunned.
Really good hook here from Hylissang, but it's not enough to stop Elyoya from securing that kill, along with Mad Lions securing themselves the Baron.
So now the siege comes in. Adam's going to push out bot. Is level 16 on this Wukong, but he's going to base after this wave's pushed in, and Mad Lions playing a 1-3-1 here. Needs to be patient for top push. Needs to be patient for mid push. Nisqy's looking for Humanoid.
Humanoid called out. There's the Enchanted Crystallara as well. He's just stunned to high heaven.
1,000 gold over to Nisqy.
The only way out of that was in a body bag, and Humanoid goes back to the fountain to calm off for 50 seconds. And because of that, Mad Lions' push is just stymied. It stopped this Baron buff. So much less useful if you don't have that side lane threat.
Great pick there by Nisqy. Now the question is, can they contest this Mountain Dragon? 30 seconds on it. You can see they're pushing through mid. They're going to move into bot side in a second. They have some deep vision on the bot side of the map already, but Carzzy's not going to let them walk into this river. He's going to poke them out. Bwipo hits the W.
Carzzy has flash. He's going to jump away, but with the Arcane Shield...
Look where the TPs are coming in.
The TPs coming in from Nisqy and from Adam. They're looking for the flank. Mad Lions, a man down. Bwipo down already, but he's got the GA. Hylissang coming in as well. And look at the damage coming out from Nisqy up towards the side. Now Kaiser, the first target. Carzzy jumping away. Doesn't have his flash anymore. Can Fnatic chase any further? No Enchanted Crystal Arrow. No flashes available for them if they really want to follow up. Bwipo could look for it.
Humanoid has TP in 10 seconds. Hylissang died, so did Kaiser. Both supports fell as good as that fight looked for Fnatic. Adam, eyes on Adam. He has ultimate and he has flash. If he can get onto Carzzy.
Bwipo going in, they're looking for Carzzy first. Carzzy, no flash on their AD carry. Let's use the Arcane Shift, and here goes Adam with the Cyclone. TP flank here from Humanoid. Adam has to pop the Soul Watch, but Carzzy is alive. Armut on the front line. Carzzy goes godlike. Humanoid now flashing in. He's looking for Upset. He will take him down. And the Mad Lions will win out the fight. Bwipo the last man standing, but not for long as Mad Lions will chase him down.
Oh, both top laners jumped in at the same time. Armut bought just as much time as Adam for Humanoid to show up and seal the deal in that fight. I think Mad Lions can just push to end here. 40 seconds on the members of Fnatic.
Mad Lions with the ace. Mad Lions are looking to take the base, and Mad Lions are looking to secure themselves the first game in this best of 5.
Realm Warp in, the inhibitor, the first target. Hylissang up 20 seconds on anyone else, though. Hylissang tried to catch the wave here, but Humanoid is having none of it. He sends him back to join his teammates. Sit it out, wait a moment, as Mad Lions will focus down the Nexus towers, and they will continue their winning ways in playoffs. 1-0 Mad Lions.
Woo! Mad Lions were definitely in control, but Fnatic had their moments. It felt neck and neck at times, but I think the biggest takeaway from this game is Ryze. You can't give this over to Humanoid, and if you're Mad Lions, can you even afford to give it over to Nisqy?
I mean, for me, Carzzy just really stood out and stepped up. His Ezreal felt so difficult to deal with, and his damage was just so consistent. Humanoid was definitely popping off in terms of his early game impact and how much damage he was able to throw out, but no one could touch Carzzy. It doesn't matter how much they threw at him. Fnatic could not pull off the perfect team fight, but that does not mean that they didn't damn well try.
That early game from Fnatic, they fell just a little bit behind, but they kept fighting back. They kept fighting back. The gold lead looked more like a roller coaster than anything else. It just kept going up and down and up and down. There are signs of life for Fnatic, but Mad Lions at the moment do just look a cut above when it comes to these minute plays.
Yeah, but I think it was almost like a game of inches in some of those fights. One thing just went slightly different. You know, the mountain terrain coming up, Humanoid being so short range, Adam was closer, the Lantern was taken by Bwipo. Those fights could have swayed either way.
Oh my god, it's a banger. It's a banger for game one. And what else could we want for our finals?
4 of them, 5 of them, 5 bangers, Vedi. That's what I want.
Fnatic is going to bounce back. We know that they're going to give us blood, and we know it's going to be an exciting series.
We do. Mad Lions came out on top after a thrilling game 1, and when we return, the experts will break it all down. You guys not experts? Broke it down during the game.
Qualified.
We ask you to submit your most epic moves. And the winner is Aokun.
Aurelia versus Zed, 1v1 in the mid lane, level 8, Blade Surge back. Aurelia trying to find purchase, Deathmark comes out, but the Flawless Duo will not connect. It's a clean flash, it's a clean dash back. He's moving everywhere across, and Aurelia can't touch him. Aokun makes the play.
Kia, movement that inspires.
on to the analyst desk where tonight's summer finals started with a bang. Fnatic and MAD Lions went back and forth from front to this, from the start, rather, from the front to the end. It was really crazy, and I think this was a lot of what we expected, at least in terms of the amount of skirmishes we were going to see, and they drafted for that as well. There's a lot of interesting things to unpack here. I want to start, Ender, by throwing you the fact that Fnatic elected to leave the Ryze open, and of course, MAD Lions going for that instantly.
And look, MAD Lions gave him a lot of opportunity to ban the Ryze away, because I think MAD Lions' first ban was the Twisted Fate, and sort of saying, like, are you going to take the handshake and remove that one? But we were sort of talking about it backstage, and it's not necessarily the worst decision by Fnatic in the world. You know, they really like this Cassio pick into the Ryze, and I think that practically in the game, we didn't really see the Ryze take over the map like you would have expected to, watching MAD Lions play diving sides and whatnot. But in the team fights, that Ryze was still a serious problem for them.
Yeah, definitely was a huge problem. I think, yeah, as you touched on, I think Cassio into Ryze, the first game, I think that's understandable from Fnatic. They wanted to try how it goes, and I think it wasn't really a success because Humanoid was just popping off in the team fights anyway, even if he didn't find these crazy dives. So I think we'll see an adaptation from Fnatic, and if I'm them, then I would just not play the TF Ryze at all. I think it's just too risky to give MAD Lions the Ryze, so I think that's the adaptation we'll see for the next game.
Yeah, I think another really interesting thing here from the MAD Lions in the second ban phase, taking away the Camille as a really good answer into the Gnar. We've seen Adam go for a couple of times. The Trundle 2 from Bwipo, we saw him play that, I think, twice yesterday up against Rogue, specifically into the Viego. And the Xin Zhao is still a very strong pick, but surprising to see MAD Lions say, it's okay, we can leave that open and deal with it later.
Yeah, I like how we get a little mental game now, right? Because Fnatic was like, we'll leave the Ryze open, we'll see what you can do. It's the first game anyway. We'll pick the Wukong because we know you like that and show what we can do, but then we'll take the Xin Zhao. You see how everything gets turned on its head, and MAD Lions might say, fine, we'll give you the Xin Zhao because it's really strong, but we can beat it. But then we have to go down the team fights in this game. We knew it was going to come down to this, so let's look at a couple of them and look at the intricacies. Starting with MAD Lions is River fight early in the game, and their setup here.
And importantly, so this fight is going to take us up to the Herald's AD carry positioning here. Pretty key because Carzzy is not going to be involved in this fight whatsoever. Bwipo is also fully invaded the topside jungle like he went for so many times in this game. Yet MAD Lions see a window, and we can go ahead and roll this clip because MAD Lions are going to be able to fully activate Humanoid. He does 3,000 damage in this River fight alone, which is just absolutely absurd. But you see some miscoordination there. Adam trying to run away while Hylissang is looking for a hook. Bwipo eventually comes in on the side of this fight, but it's scattered. You see the buffering of Elyoya able to get the kill, get the reset down at the start of the fight, and Fnatic are just barely not able to get so many kills here.
Yeah, Elyoya surviving was super key to this fight. If he would have gone down, then I think it's an easy fight for Fnatic. But after MAD Lions win this kind of like 4v5 fight, and Elyoya gets a reset, they just keep on chasing, and then like, look at Carzzy in this entire clip. He's just hitting bot tower. He's chilling, and his team is winning, so he's very happy.
I mean, he even gets 2 assists because he throws his true shot barrage down the map while he takes this tower completely in the bottom side. So that's a big gold swing for the MAD Lions off of a 4 versus 5 that you see coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the MAD Lions kept going in that regard, made sure to get the tower bot lane, but to win the fight as well. And Fnatic was feeling the pressure. And as we said, these are not two teams that are going to lean back and let the team take over, right? Fnatic immediately try and counterpunch.
They do, but I do think it's worth pointing out, I feel like we saw some mischaracteristic mistakes from Fnatic, right? The early invade from Bwipo looked good, then you realize he doesn't have a point in Q, so he can't get that kill on Elyoya. There were a couple of really key Ws on the Xin Zhao too that were missed that dropped them kills, and I feel like this is some first game things they need to sort out before going into the rest of this year.
Yeah, Treats, as we take a look in a second in this next top lane play from Fnatic, in a situation like this is a final, right? It doesn't get more stressful than this, and in these types of team compositions and the team fights that are so important, it is about who's the sharpest on the day.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think there's just so many close calls in all these fights, and there's just one skill shot hitting and one missing, and then that just turns the entire fight. So I think we can roll this clip and see how this one goes. But in general, it's just small decisions that make the fights, which is really fun to watch. And I wanted to see more team fights this game because they were so entertaining.
And I think really importantly here, Fnatic have sort of showed their hand in this game. When they started losing fights and their backs are sort of against the wall, they actually don't sit back. They press forward and they just invade this topside blue buff over and over again. Fnatic will identify an area of the map where they can be strong, work into the fog war, and try to set up picks. And they do this 2 or 3 more times throughout the rest of the game. But I do feel like MAD Lions warmed up to it a bit, and these are the tendencies that you have to figure out from Fnatic. Fnatic can't run this back in the next game because MAD Lions are going to be even more ready for it.
And you said it at the top of the show, this is all about figuring out the tendencies of the enemy team, adapting in-game, adapting in between the games. We're going to take a look after this at the Baron fight, which sealed the deal for the MAD Lions, and I think we need to call it a couple of individuals in Carzzy and Humanoid in those team fights.
100%. I mean, Humanoid, you see him getting the quadra kills, he's going to get a lot of the credit for this one, but Carzzy just not missing any cues. I swear the man was 100% accuracy in these fights.
Yeah, he was popping off every single fight. I think it was a really insane draft for him as well. He didn't really have a lot of threat on him, and I think Carzzy, when he's in his comfort zone, he's really popping off, and Ezreal is a perfect pick for that for him. So I think it was really exciting to see these team fights where Carzzy was just free hitting and just
an aimbot.
So much damage. Yeah, he was aimbotting.
What are Fnatic doing here? Adam is running down there, you know, inting so that his team can escape. You have Hylissang on 0 HP, lanterning out, Upset's trying to run away, but then they try to turn it around in that top tri-brush. I feel like this entire game we saw split decision-making from Fnatic, which is not what we are used to seeing from Fnatic.
No, and if you're playing an Ezreal like Carzzy, you say, all right, I'll dish out 35k damage then if you don't know what you're doing and you're not killing us. Fnatic chose blue. We talked about how a game 1 in a series is about finding out the tendencies, maybe giving up a couple of things.
This is what blue side is about, people. Right there, it's the Ryze.
And maybe banning them out. So, Treats, blue side, what are the main adaptations outside of maybe banning Ryze and TF for picking it for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, blue side, blue champ, I think there's a theme there going on. I think if Fnatic is blue, they're probably also hoping to get their hands on the Ryze. I think if you're MAD Lions, you just tell yourself, if Nisqy doesn't get TF or Ryze, will he just carry the team to 3 wins? I think that sounds kind of unlikely, so I would expect to see MAD Lions just ban TF and Ryze both and just play a regular game from there on.
Seems a pretty straightforward plan for MAD Lions.
No, honestly, I agree. I think that especially if they're able to like target some of the pocket picks from Fnatic in the second phase, that's really big for them too. The Trundle, the Camille, both taken away. I think we see earlier priority on topside champions instead of bot lane for Fnatic.
Ah, that's a great prediction. Let's see if it happens. The LEC Summer title is on the line tonight, and based on the opening game, we are in for a close fight. We have more action coming up. Don't go anywhere. Woo!